Hey, what's up, everybody? We are going to be playing a viewer tournament today. It's 5+2 blitz. This is my first stream in like 2 weeks almost. I think about exactly 2 weeks, which is unreal. But I had a very, very unhappy tournament. Got to play in a strong tournament. I did not have a good result. I spent 11 days playing live tournaments between this tournament and some team games, and then the holidays last couple days. So it's been 2 weeks since I've been streaming here on Twitch on lichess. I thought it was the 11th of December, but I might be mistaken. Somebody said December 10th. I think it was the 11th. But I'm not going to argue about it. I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong when I get into an argument. So for some reason, I think it was the 11th. So anyway, guys, it's 5+2 blitz. We're going to be starting in like 8 minutes. 2 hours. Let's see what else. We had casual. It's not rated. So my rating took a dive here on lichess. I had a mouse issue. I still need a new mouse. This is really bad. But I mouse slipped one game for like 50 rating points. And then I forfeited 2 games. So I lost like 150 ratings on my rapid rating. 150 ratings points. Anyway, rating online, I think a lot of people, would agree that rating doesn't matter, but online ratings definitely don't matter, except for one reason. I think, ego is not important, but it does possibly give you the opportunity to play stronger players. You'll get more respect the higher your rating, and I think that's useful. To play stronger players, if possible, is the ideal. Anyway, guys, welcome to my stream. Just a little bit of an update. I'm going back to my regular schedule. If any of you guys, any of our regulars are here. Move 11. We've got 1 subscriber. We have more than 1 subscriber, but he's the only one in the house at the moment, I think. But correct me if I'm wrong. We've got the tournament here, just about to start. What am I doing? I was checking my stream. Looks good. No drop frames. Anyway, the stream schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, 10 a.m. CET. Same schedule as before. But this Thursday, I usually do a subscriber stream around 7 p.m. on Thursdays. I'm going to move it a little bit earlier this week. I don't know that it'll become a permanent thing, but this Thursday I sent out a message to all my subscribers that Thursday's subscriber stream, where we usually do game analysis and play some blitz with the subscribers, I'm going to move it to 6 p.m. CET, a little bit earlier, usually starting at 7. I'm going to start at 6 p.m. Some people are going to be pissed because they can't get home from work in time. You just have to connect on the subway from your mobile phone. Anyway, that's the story. And then like Friday and Wednesday we have normal blitz streams in the morning. Sunday I'll be doing a simul, which I usually do every week. I think I'm doing a simul Sunday, or is that New Year's Eve? That is New Year's Eve. Never mind. I will shut up now. I don't think I'm going to be doing a stream on New Year's Eve. I'm not that much of a loser. So I'm sure that someone will, but I don't think that someone's going to be me. I'm going to leave that out. We might have to skip this week's simul, but anyway, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be streaming. And then back to the normal schedule from Monday. I think the following week we'll have the simul for sure. On Sundays I normally do a simul. So we've got 8 registered players here in the 5+2. I'm expecting kind of a light turnout since I haven't streamed for 2 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody knows that I'm streaming. Only the people in my team, the Sparkle Horse team, and people who randomly click here from lichess, and a few of my regulars know, but what's up? Alright, looks like Moobot is kicking in. Gladys Troll, what's up? 15-year-old FM just went against Artemiev. Rook and Bishop versus Rook. Oh. Ouch. The experienced Grandmaster is not supposed to lose on the Rook side of that. Nagy Gabor, Hungarian, a very strong Hungarian. I am here, lost against Alexei Alexandrov in the summertime, or in Zalakaros in May, in that ending. It's not as easy as you think. There are definitely mating nets you can get caught in with the rook against rook and bishop. It's like you're tired. It's 130 moves. Even a GM can lose it. What? The guy's GM already rated 2600. But it's... yeah. It's not the GM winning the position that's the problem. Anyway. That's impressive. So, 5+2, casual. We're going to be seeing how much time pressure I get in every single game. I played a couple warm-up games. Didn't look good. I'm like extremely slow. I haven't played much blitz at all in the last 2 weeks. A couple games here and there over the last couple days, but I'm a little bit slower than ever. Okay, so the guy already has 3 norms already. An FM with 3 norms. An FM rated 2600. He just skipped the IM title. Alright. So, what's up, guys? I take back and move 11. Got the Queen doesn't have a title. Titles are overrated. Ratings are overrated. It's winning tournaments that counts. That's what my friend Zlatko Linčić said. But I haven't been winning too many tournaments lately either. Really. Speaking of shifting from classical to blitz. Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting in time pressure in my classical games, so I've always just compartmentalized like blitz and classical as like totally different things. Rapport lost his first game, as usual. Alright guys, it's time to start. So, 7:08. I got no friends online. I must be very unpopular. Find friends. There is a button that says find friends. Dude, what does that do? Okay, that's scary. I was like never noticing that before. Like when you have no friends online, you can click find friends. For those of you without any social life and you don't want to do like Snapchat or something, or you know, you can click find friends. But Justice Drugs from Mexico. I was thinking of someone else, but not sure there's a relation there. Okay, Justice Drugs, we never played before, I don't believe. Dear Santa Claus, this has got to be a new account. Anikate Twitch, Take Back Human Being, I played before. Nabil Ghassan, I think we played before. Human Being, I said. Lloyd B from South Africa, SXPG, we know. We're going to start, so Dragon Force and chess. Ratings are overrated. Carson, I can't talk. Johnny Carson, Bent Larson. Magnus Carlsen lost again to Bu Yangqi. And what was it? Normal time control? I'm a little out of it. I've been busy with the holidays and getting over this insanely bad tournament, so I just have not like been following any kind of like world-class tournaments. I'm playing Justice Drugs. I don't think we played before. We'll just go with our lazy opening approach. Knight f3, we usually do some kind of lame c4, g3, Neo-Catalan. Okay, I've been playing a lot of these type of positions in blitz. I don't know the theory very well, like it was like my main line opening. I think I had this game with Ivan Farago. I mean, Knight a3 I actually had with black pieces probably 25 years ago in a game, which was a horrifying experience. You can obviously play Queen a4. Get your pawn back if you want to. I'm not sure what the deal with this position is. It's tempting to play Queen c2 here. Try to recover the pawn on better terms. Does that make sense? I don't know. This looks extremely similar to a game I had with the Mongolian IM last April, this past April. But the move order was absolutely different. Similar position, completely messed up move order. So I don't know. Justice Drugs is used only 12 seconds. Probably not an increment player, judging by that time usage. I'm like lazy. I can take a lot of time to make my moves. Against said Mongolian I played like bishop g5 and then later regretted it. Why did I regret that so much? Just didn't do anything. But I don't know. Maybe bishop d2 simply. I remember what it was now. Maybe not an issue here. This guy is alarmingly fast. I mean, what's his bullet rating? 2200. Not much for white here. It's probably dead equal. You know, it could even be a transposition to the game I had with the Mongolian guy. I'm sorry, but I can't remember Mongolian names very well. And my memory sucks. I'm getting early dementia anyway. So I apologize in advance to my opponent from Mongolia, but I cannot remember his name. It was too hard to say anyway. He did like knight d5 though, and Justice Drugs not really taking too much time. Very logical play by black though. Something weird about the move order here right out the gate though. Knight d4. Obviously, we have some issues. White has no advantage. There's a fork on b3. Okay, you're not really supposed to get an advantage in this opening. You're basically forfeiting your opening advantage in the first couple of moves, but I've got to find a way of playing this a little more aggressively. I feel like white might even be a tiny bit worse here because of this pressure with the knight in the center, handcuffing me from basically being able to do anything. If I could achieve b4, theoretically I could chip away at his center like it was a hedgehog or something like that, maybe be better, but now we have c4. Wow. I'm gonna have to be kind of careful, I think. The only thing is I could get his knight off of d4 now. Rook takes c3. Kind of a rude awakening. Let's just defend that. How many games does this player have? Not too many. I don't know, the name seems kind of familiar, but he's got like less than 250, 300 games. I mean, you could easily play that many games in a week. You're loving the Gothic Queen guy. Alright. Well, I just blundered an exchange. just walked right into it. I had no clue I was walking into that. Not surprising, I'm tactically pretty bad. Especially when I haven't gotten warmed up yet. Maybe I didn't lose the exchange. Jeez, I'm just blind. Whew. Just a complete accident that I don't lose an exchange here, but I'm probably losing something. Here I am thinking like King F1 was a good move, but I just created a fork for my opponent with knight b3, knight d2. Black basically playing pretty perfectly. Maybe not perfect, but not any weaknesses, no mistakes. Very professional. Now, we're looking at tactics again with like rook takes c3. In the event of king e1, I think I'm just hurting myself. Probably rook takes c3. And then really bizarre tactics. So I have to go away. Not what I really wanted to do, but it looks like the only option. I mean, I'm lucky I'm not losing heavy material here. Just a pawn momentarily. Entering the technical stage of the game. Looks like absolutely the best move. Trying to think of ways to get at the f7 pawn if possible. Incidentally, attacking his rook. I didn't even realize I was attacking his rook. Maybe we have enough counterplay to hold on. Now the question is, do I even want to touch anything? Maybe not. Oh, pretty strong tactical player there. I walked into that myself. I set myself up for that. Unbelievable shot. Wow. Man, that's unbelievable. The worst move ever. H4. He instantly sees it. extremely fast player. Extremely strong tactically. He should be higher rated than 2250. Easily. This is a really bad game for an arena tournament. I mean, we're just like using so much time here. Wow. All right. It's just the wrong color rook pawn. There's no possible way to win. You know, that's, yeah, that's... Wow, that guy is impressive. Okay, back to tournament. Both of us spent a lot of time on that game. Feel real tired today. I was waiting for today's stream for so long, just can't prepare properly. I can't read, properly handle the pressure. There should be no pressure, man. It's a matter of enjoyment. Sorry, guys. I'm dropping down here. I have a habit of sliding down, and I haven't been streaming in a few days, so 2 weeks. I forgot. Like, I just sort of drift down under the camera. Not a good game for me and my opponent there. Just as good grammar by me. For my opponent and I, just as drugs. Draws and spending like 35 minutes on one game in a 5-2 tournament. Probably not really good for our overall result. Maybe he was winning with like superhuman play. I don't know, obscular bishops, 2 connected pass pawns each with an extra pawn on the other side. The sad part is I think I was actually doing well until I think I was doing okay till I dropped my g3 pawn with check with a lateral rook takes g3. Gothic Queen gets their first win. Ara Knight, Nabil Nefedov, Gothic Queen, me, Akulian, Justice Drugs, World Loser, good to see you. What's up, World Loser? No, I never left Hungary, Bobby Fischer too. I mean, I was playing chess in Hungary. I didn't go anywhere. I've been here all the time. I'm playing Gothic Queen. Gothic Queen got their first win. Is that what they said? Okay. Well, we have no indication of how strong Gothic Queen is. Maybe a senior master. Maybe a beginner. I'm going to stick with my solid approach to the English opening. Actually, I had a number of possible games I was preparing for this week. A couple of opponents that could have gone into this. But now, I had a game the other day in blitz that didn't go well from this position. Not sure about my move order. Got the queen's speed is pretty insane. Using 0 time. I'm supposed to play knight a5 here? Can't remember. I guess it's a move. I won a blitz game in this position yesterday or the day before, but I wasn't happy with the position I had. Not really sure if I'm supposed to play like knight f6 or knight h6 or what I'm supposed to do. Maybe d5? I don't think so. d5 is kind of interesting. It's just castle. But got the queen. They're not fast enough, obviously. They must play a lot of bullet, whoever they are. One thing I noticed consistently is, like, at all levels, players are just outrageously fast. Here got the queen playing a perfect game, and then too quickly playing e4, blundering their e4 pawn. They have so much space, I guess, that white might even have some compensation for this pawn, but I still would rather have the pawn. I mean, the knight on a5 is not my favorite piece. I'm going to keep this guy to defend my king side with. Leave his knight on e2. Or her. We don't know if Gothic Queen is automatically a man. Just because every chess player is a man online doesn't make them. Alright. Anyways. Rook e8 maybe? Knight b7, b5. I mean, I know that I'm slow, but that doesn't make, like, playing quickly without, you know, thinking about moves a good thing. Even b5 sacking a pawn back is quite interesting. I was thinking b5. Maybe pawn takes pawn, knight takes b5, queen b6. Something like that, where the d5 pawn becomes weak. But we could see last game I'm a little bit slow. I have not been playing blitz. I was focusing on a slow tournament. Maybe I should have started with the 7+2. It would have made more sense to do 7+2 today. You know, having played... I played 12 games in 13 days, or was it 11 games in 12 days? 11 games in 12 days. Before Christmas, and I mean, that's a lot of games to play. 40 moves in 90 minutes with a 30-second increment. But I'm really slow. You know, now, where do I put the queen? I guess on c7, my favorite square. I wanted to put the queen on b7, but there's a problem with bishop c3 in that instance. So it's kind of a subtlety. No brain, no pain. Hey guys, welcome. Halligator has his good days and bad days. I had a nightmare game yesterday against somebody in this line. I think I won the game somehow, but I wasn't really happy with my position throughout. See, I'm a pawn down, but white has some compensation. I mean, I'm backwards along the e file. That's what I was talking about. In fact, trading the dark square bishop isn't so bad for white. They can kind of just play on the white squares. It's like a Pano King's Indian, if you know what that is. Fianchetto King's Indian, where black plays knight c6. But now this pawn is going to be, you know, an issue, because white's going to have to keep that pawn protected with pieces. And the white king is also on this diagonal as well. What was the deal with Aculian? I mean, we know Ara Knight, but Aculian, that's another player who was quite strong, right? I'm not sure I want to trade queens and fix white's structure here. I mean, I'd like to trade queens, but fixing the structure, not really what I'm looking for. Still not that simple. Black's gonna have to do some work here to reach a winning position. You could say I'm a pawn up, it's a winning position. It's not enough. Like, winning one pawn is not usually a winning position. Too many draws in the end games when you're down a pawn. Usually you need like 1.5 points of material, I think, to be winning. Anyways, it's still early in the tournament. 2-hour tournament, guys, till 9 o'clock. I don't think our moderator made it. So what's up, Move 11, Nefyadov? Thanks you guys for subscribing. Remaining subscribers during our downtime. I had a terrible tournament. I lost 4 games in a row, which is only the second time in my life that ever happened. I think there was a little bit of tilt involved, but it wasn't really obvious. It wasn't really like that obvious that I was tilted, but I was playing very aggressively, and my choices of openings were quite aggressive. In the three games I lost after the initial loss. Now knight b6 is looking good. It's like a Benko. But another good move might be queen b7. I just don't really want to take on c4 and fix white's structure, you know, when this pawn is now defended by a pawn. Right. Now here I was thinking that the queen, you know, is unprotected. Gothic queen. So I could play e6 theoretically. And I have nasty threats like knight f6. Maybe. g5 is a move that always gets me in trouble. But in this case, e5 wins a piece, I guess. In one GM tournament in April, I lost 2 games because of g5. Playing g5 in random positions. Not usually a good idea. So Gothic Queen played the opening well, but consequently blundered that e-pawn, put themselves in a difficult situation. Okay, we actually got a win. Back to tournament. Let's get it going on. All right. I'm not sure about that opening variation, but b6 is something that I've been kind of trying to play. I had 2 games where I could have gotten maybe a b6 English, and Galiash Miklos just avoided playing the English. I was totally prepared to play this variation against him, and even against Sebe Attila in my tournament, but neither of them let me, both avoiding like the normal English lines. People are afraid of my super solid symmetrical English. My next over the board tournament. Mr. Coffee, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hanging out with us. God, my team captain, or one of the guys who runs the chess team that I play for, the Hungarian Honved team, army team, man, he was like, right after I finished this awful tournament, he told me that there might be a GM tournament coming up next month where they're going to need like a foreign player. And I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. I mean, my rating sucks, and I mean, I'm not really strong enough rating-wise to be a player who's like desirable to have in a GM tournament, but it's just not that easy to find foreign players to play for free. So there's a possibility of playing in a GM tournament next month. I'm not sure. Other than that, I'll probably play a first Saturday GM tournament in like May or April. I've definitely had this position before. Arculian thinking it's the Najdorf, but it's not a Najdorf. I think I actually messed this up and lost once. Another thing like nobody did was play e4 against me. I think that people have come to realize that I'm actually better prepared against e4 than I am against d4. So ironically, like 3 of the 4 games I lost last week were all against d4. I lost with the black in the Nimzo, I lost with black in the King's Indian, and I lost with black in the Blumenfeld. So I lost 3 games with black against d4. Basically, nothing else. Nobody played, well, Bokro Schauber played e4 against me. I had 1 e4 game. So I think I need some time to improve my play, practically speaking. Got to play faster, got to be stronger tactically. I would get myself in time pressure and then always like miss some move around move 35 and like hang a pawn or blunder in exchange. Now I have played knight takes f2 in this position before. I think it wasn't that clear, but I can play e5 straight away. And I'm trying to remember. I literally had this exact position. Like, it's not a good position for white, but I never quite remember like the best path for black. The inventor of the system, International Master Karaklaj from Serbia, I met years ago. e5, h3, pawn takes pawn. I guess that makes the most sense, doesn't it? I think I did knight takes f2 before, wanting to like punish white, but then the computer says like, oh no, that's not quite the best. I mean, I think this way it does win a pawn, at the very least. I wanted to like punish white, you know, by taking on f2 right away. We could definitely do it now. Is there anything better though? Like if I take with the pawn on d4, takes on g4, bishop takes g4. I'm not like absolutely sure. I mean, it seems like logical to destroy his king position. I mean, this is like clear advantage for black, almost winning, but not quite winning by force. But I have the strange feeling like I didn't absolutely play the best moves. This is kind of like what I did the first time I encountered this. I looked at the game afterwards, and Stockfish was like, Well, you played okay, but not the most accurate. I want to get like some kind of newer engine, maybe Houdini or something, because I feel like Stockfish is good, but it's not the strongest. I don't have a new version of anything. Somebody gave me a gift certificate to ChessBase, but I can't log into my ChessBase account. I'm down a piece? No. Okay. King G3? Wow, that's pretty crazy, but, why not? Whatever floats your boat. But if you think about the position strategically, I mean, I don't think he had to play King G3. I mean, I was expecting Knight F4 right away, to be perfectly honest. I just don't want to see, this. I wonder if I made a mistake there. He could have taken and played like Bishop C4, believe it or not. You can see that Akulian is not trying to play like so much tactically. He's playing more like blockade, strategic chess here. I just don't think the material means that much, and this is also very temporary, like the inconvenience to his king, ultimately. He's got a very strong blockade going on. This is not a bad move. I mean, can I trade my dark square bishop? Should I trade my dark square bishop? If I could trade it, Bishop G5 might lose to knight takes E6. Bishop takes C1. Knight takes F8. I could sack the exchange, but I'm not crazy about that. It's kind of difficult to do anything here for black. Just make like logical moves, and what's the plan? I have no way at his king. I'm kind of concerned, that this is what I did wrong, like the first time that I faced this. Basically, there's got to be something more concrete, that keeps the position more difficult for white. This is pretty brilliant what he did, like putting his king on G3. He's not even wasting time with like King H2. He's just going about his development, which seems pretty logical. I've got to watch out for maybe Bishop B2. He can surround the pawn on D4. Perhaps. Bishop B2, Bishop E2, and Bishop takes D4. Then I'll have to retreat. If he does play Bishop E2, maybe I can play Bishop G5. Bishop takes the knight out on F4. It's just not that convincing. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. I don't have that much here. I'm afraid the pawn on D4 will fall. It's a strong knight. What can you say? Now my D4 pawn remains a question. I just don't know what to do. I'm completely confused. Pressuring down the C line seems logical, but it's limited. I didn't see this. I'm just going to defend my pawn. Whatever. Pawn is a pawn. Also, there's the time situation. That's absolutely an annoying move. Okay, what's going on now? Not really sure. I'm up a double pawn. I'm not worse. I think maybe try to pressure the C line. A5, grab some space on the queen side. I'm going to keep him tied down to the C2, and what's he trying to do there? What's queen E2 about? Not really sure. Do I have A4? I don't understand this. I must have miscalculated something. Looks like I'm just winning. Okay, I mean, it's not that easy, but it's definitely not that easy. But queen and bishop for, I mean, queen and bishop for 2 rooks should be winning. Even has tactics there. Okay, now it should be over. Defending a little too passively, probably. He actually has this? Try that against the computer. It's really, really hard. Okay, back to tournament. Against computer, it's almost impossible unless you know the technique like inside and out. I think I could do it like once. Then I quit, and then I couldn't do it the next couple of times. This was years ago. Extremely hard to do queen and rook against the computer. Alright. Well, I don't know. I lost my focus there at the end, letting him get to that. Maybe he had even better. I don't know. Craziness. But rook h2 check is a draw. In which position? There may have been some freak draw allowed. Definitely. Aura Knight, another strong player. Knight or 14 is in the lead. What is this, a new account? Yeah. No idea. But he is a supporter of lichess, which is cool. Grab some water. I'm getting thirsty here. When king g3, rook h3, stalemate. For some reason, I didn't think it was stalemate, but it's possible. That's the standard trick. I stared at the position and I thought there was no stalemate. Why did I think there was no stalemate? Yeah, probably. I was even looking for it. I sat there for like 5 seconds. I didn't see the stalemate, unbelievably. Well, it's hard to win, but it's even harder to defend perfectly. If you're a computer, that's not a problem. Okay, this g6 is extremely annoying. I started to have real issues with this. And I have no clue, you know, what to do for an advantage for white. Transpose to our famous and boring Fianchetto-Grunfeld variation. Should really be called the Slav, shouldn't it? Anyway, guys, so we're streaming normally this week, except for Thursday. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Thursday, I'm doing a subscriber stream, but it's going to be early. I'm going to start at 6 because of some other commitments I have. I'm starting at 6 p.m. rather than 7 p.m. Usually Thursdays, I start at 7. This week, it's going to be at 6 CET. Knight or 14, FIDE grade 26.25. Well, there's a lot of people on here that claim they're 29.99 too. So, I don't think so. I mean, not to say it's not possible, but I don't think he'd be playing in my tournament if he was 26.95. What guy? The Najdorf beat a GM with 6N upon loss? Well, you never know. I mean, you get people who use engines here, so I'm not going to go on that topic. If they do, they do, and we'll just move on. Bishop f5, yeah, this is... Fischer played that. It's not the main line, but it seems like a good move. I have already told the story many times about how I lost to Ed Formanek when I was much younger. Ed played bishop f5. I didn't even know the variation. I mean, I was following like Karpov, Kasparov, and I had no clue that this older move like even existed. Lost badly against an experienced IM. We need a moderator. Uh-oh. Why do we need a moderator? Well, I don't know if you're talking about... We've got Mubat. Our moderator may not be here. Soltigo, I think he had something he had very important, medically related. So I'm officially the moderator. But let me know if there's a problem, Nefidov. I can't weed out, you know, in an open tournament, everyone who's a computer. If you think someone's a computer, report them to lichess. Okay, h6, interesting move. Weakening the black king side, though. I mean, is that really good? Doesn't seem especially good to me. Should I play queen d2 or not? You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm concerned that I might have miscalculated something here. My plan was to take and play bishop e5. Probably it's like forced, but my issue is that, well, at first I thought maybe I miscalculated something, but I have bishop e5 because if knight e4, bishop takes e4, bishop takes e5, bishop takes f5. I was concerned about knight e4, knight takes e4, and bishop takes e5 possibly being good for black, but I don't think this can be good for black. He's weakened his king side without really... I mean, I would argue that he's weakening his king side without really gaining any kind of benefit. So, let me know we're still alive here in the chat, guys. The chat got kind of quiet. We got a new account there, Nidorf. Maybe he'll win every single game. I mean, if he starts winning every game with under 10 cent upon loss, feel free to send a message to an administrator. But I welcome everybody anyways. You know, you get people doing funny things. Cheating in a like unrated tournament for fun is kind of a weird thing to do. But people do all kinds of random things, like open fire with automatic rifles in malls and stuff like that. So we got to be prepared for anything. But queen d7, I was thinking maybe f3 to do away with this knight e4 stuff. But it's not really a clear plan, is it? He's also defending f5 now. Maybe I will play f3. It weakens my king side a little bit. You know, I have second thoughts about this. I have a bad feeling about this. That's not the move I was afraid of. I was afraid of c5 right away. That looks kind of troublesome. I think now maybe I'm okay. As long as we can contain him from playing c5, that was my big fear. When I played f3, I took pressure off of d5, and it's very possible that I made a very big mistake there. Jade again, welcome. Ancient Gamer. You guys are here. Tipsy Monkey. We try to be instructive. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload the streams, video chess training on YouTube. So we got the bind on c5. He's weakened his king side. I think we're just going to focus on the obvious, you know. I mean, just try to increase the pressure against this backward pawn on the c line. If you go back to the original position, Ed Formanek played bishop f5 against me 20 years ago. I just took on c6 and played knight a4 right away. But that was not as good as this game. Definitely not as good. Very similar, but not as good. Our knight has compromised his king side to some degree here. I could play for h4, but it's... I don't know. I'm a little concerned he has e5 ideas now. We'll just keep the pressure on c6, I guess. Okay, he could play knight b6. Did not do it. Now he's gone completely passive. Should be good for us, but limited amount of time, obviously. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say like the principle of two weaknesses. It looks like black is able to defend this one weak point quite easily. So we start thinking about creating a second front. We'll try to go back and forth on both areas, you know, put pressure on both sides to break it down. Yeah, I mean, okay. This is weakening my king side too, though, you know, so I'm not that sure. He can't play knight d7. He'll drop the g5 pawn now. You know, so hopefully... What is he threatening here? Nothing concrete. I guess I can just play like e3. This pawn, he might have e5 now. Now I took pressure off of g5. He might try to bail out with e5. Did not do it. Alright. Maybe I should play e4 myself at some point. Okay. Not sure what to do. He's trying to attack my king, but I mean, he has to be careful about his king too. Like king f8, queen b4 check. Not so happy for black. I wish my rook was back on c1. I could shift this guy over here at any moment. Gives me more flexibility. I can't let him take over the h file. He doesn't have a good place to hide his king though. Obviously h7 is not ideal. Looks like he's trying to, yeah. He has a little bit less, I mean, I have a little bit less pawn weaknesses than him. And I guess I'm threatening to just take on c6, although that's not, you know, the main point here. I have knight g4 now. How much counterplay does he get from this? He has f5, and this check, which I totally missed. I did not take the pawn. Fortunately, he has a lot of play now. Oh. Not really the optimal move by me. This A pawn's got to go. All right. We We've managed to take out some strong players. Okay, back to tournament. You're a lot similar to Gelfand. Thank you, Silver Spoonster. Alright. Alright. What's up, guys? We are lucky thus far. In time pressure, basically all my games. I lost to Moreau twice. Oh, one was a simul game. The other game was 7+2. His rating is 2,000 in bullet, 1,900 in blitz. Knight F3. Alright. I don't recall now. It was a long time ago how I lost to Moreau. It was in my blitz stream, I think. But impressive score. So the simul games, I have a lot of struggles, and I do lose a lot of games. Alright. Here we go again. The same variation from the first Sicilian I played. You wonder if what? Gelfand and Kasparov? I honestly have no clue. Am I supposed to play bishop d7 here? What am I doing? No, I'm supposed to do this. This is like the main line of the Karaklaj variation, which, who was it? Akulian did not play. But Moreau seems to know it. Mouse slip. Yeah, I lost about 50 rating points on a mouse slip last week, or this week, and it was like 5 days ago. And then I got so upset I tried to unplug the mouse, and in the process forfeited a game after that. I ended up forfeiting 2 games and losing 1 on a mouse slip and losing 150 points. Wow, Moreau knows all the theory here. Quite impressive. This is main line. I once beat Brian Smith in this line. I also have a draw with Walt Whitman. Walter Whitman, Austrian IM. Yeah, don't sweat the mouse slips. Rook d1 I don't recall. This may be a new move. I'm not really sure, but I honestly don't really want to leave the queens on the board. I'm not sure if I should trade queens or not, but in this type of game, I just don't really want to see the queens on the board. So normally they take, I know there's a game with taking on f6. And I think that other moves have been played as well. I would think that white should take with the pawn there to fix their pawn structure. Development is important here. It's tempting to play knight e5 and probably playable. But I feel like just fundamental development is in order. Don't worry about the mouse slip, just move on to the next game. Interesting, knight e2. I would consider knight e5, bishop takes taking with a king on d7. Once again, I think I prefer developing Maybe kicking this bishop off now. The safest is for black to take on c6 with pieces, not to change the pawn structure. It's plausible sometimes to take with the pawn. I think that black is okay here. Winning is another story. White's knight on d4 is very strong. It's going to be hard to get rid of that. So, how do you get rid of the knight on d4? Like ultimately playing e5, or, you know what I mean? It's just not that easy. White could sack a piece for like 3 pawns there with bishop takes b5 maybe. So we're going to hope that his knights are kind of redundant. And I mean, I think that g5 might actually be a good move. Keeping the other knight off of f4, I'm not sure, but a third knight on f4, what is he going to do? Sack a piece? Excuse me, I don't even like really think that's a big deal. You could just, if you castle into knight f4, you know, kind of looks strong. Yeah, I'm going to do this. We've got a solid time advantage. g5 just taking away the square from white. As far as my king goes, we have a lot of flexibility. I could walk it over here to like b6. Uh-oh. He found knight f3. That's a problem. That looks like a strong move. I'll have to let him take on e5, I guess. That will take away the d4 square forever from white if he takes on e5. Fine with me. Now we target. It's like a kind of flooring, right? Bishop c6, h5. That was one of the hopes with this g5. Maybe we could start a pawn advance on the king side. Bishop c2 is basically forced. But his pieces are passively placed. Knight is not good. Rook is awkward. Bishop is passive on c2. I can improve my bishop going like back here, maybe over to b6, keeping an eye on the e3 pawn. Now he's just sacrificing that pawn, which I guess is interesting. He's trying to play maybe like knight g3, I would think. Now bishop c5 looks tempting. Wow. Knight g3, and then he's to the d file. I mean, I have a lot of moves. Even rook d8 is probably playable. I feel like I need to develop, though. Let's play a prophylactic move here. Just in the event of knight g3, I'm already all set. This knight has nowhere else to go. I also defend f7. Now he immediately finds another plan, which is interesting. Wow. Okay, so g4. Now go back. a4. Okay, I can castle kingside if need be. Maybe it was better just to play like rook c7. This really should be an absolutely winning ending for me. Two bishops. I'm threatening like rook d2 there. He has to exchange, but this is lost. The absolutely massive pawn amoeba. 4 against 1 on the king side. That is pretty difficult to deal with. I just dropped the pawn. Probably shouldn't matter. It's not helping my cause, giving away pawns, but he is really paralyzed here. Wow. It's easier just to take this. Wow, tough fight though. World loser is out in front. Seattle, ZTL 2008 chess is tied with me as well. So Simul, I don't know why I'm stuttering. A Simul would be nice. Simul would be nice, but I can only do one thing at a time. Actually, yeah, unfortunately my normal day for Simuls is Sunday, but that's New Year's Eve. I just don't see myself doing a Simul on New Year's Eve. As I said, as I opened the stream, I'm just not that much of a loser. No offense, world loser. Telly Salami is saying he's got a 20 Simul. So if you're interested in a Simul, Winter Salami in Hungarian. No, that's not his name, I'm just kidding. Okay, P. Nefyadov. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Nefyadov knows the main lines of openings really well. What am I going to do with him? I'll play knight d7. I never played this against him. It's not an opening I have a great score with either. I don't know. I've played everything against Nefyadov. Nefyadov playing for mate in 1. Famous idea here. Yeah, actually, I mean, e6, bishop f4. Is that good for white? I don't really know what I'm supposed to play in this position. I mean, queen e2 is no doubtedly is not supposed to be a great move, but you know, it's funny when you look at the position. I guess I have knight f6 there. Okay. You know, bishop f4 he has certain problems. Maybe queen b6. Things are hanging. You know, so it's not like he could just stick a knight on d6 and do whatever he wants. Is this a transposition? Some kind of weird line? Well, his bishop's not out. I'm having a conversation with myself. That's part of doing the stream. Bishop g5. It's like he wants to castle queenside quickly or something. If I play like queen a5 check, I mean that looks like a normal move, and then back to c7. So I break the pin and put my queen on a standard square for this line. I guess you could even play queen d2 if you wanted to correct your queen position. Have to take back with a knight on d2 with an equal endgame. Seattle is the strongest player here. Is he the highest rated? Or just the strongest? They can be very different things. Alright, bishop d2. But this was our plan. He can castle, he can play like g3. I think the position is equal. I don't know why I chose to play the Caro-Kann. It just kind of jumped out at me. Bad choice when you're playing for a win with black. Unless you're playing an absolute maniac like Richard Rapport or maybe Alexei Shirov. Okay. So. Yeah, it kind of feels like a normal bishop f5 Caro-Kann, but then I realized that my bishop is on c8, you know? And we try to correct the bishop on c8. Or at least give it away into the game. Correct it is a strange way of saying it. My nationality is American, but I live in Hungary. I've been living here for a long time. Alright. I keep my nationality though. As far as chess goes, it's valuable to be a foreign player in a foreign country. I might get a chance to play another GM tournament next month because of that. It's not that easy for organizers to find the necessary foreign players to play in round-robin tournaments and such. So I never changed my federation, but I've been living here for a long time, most of the year anyway. But Hungary's a good place for chess. There's just lots of good players. I mean, per capita, there's more strong players in Hungary than in the United States. Just on my street alone, we've had numerous international masters. I joke all the time that I'm like champion of my street. It looks like a Rubinstein French. It looks like a bishop f5 Caro-Kann. I don't have a good score with knight d7. I don't have a good score with the Caro-Kann at all, to be honest. I never played it on a regular basis, just like on occasion when I was kind of like bored with other things. I've studied the opening since I was a teenager, but okay, now that's the move that they play typically early in the early going in this kind of line. The knight g3. I could castle either side depending on situation. Not a lot of strong players have played this variation of the Caro-Kann. Only Karpov is the only one that like extensively played knight d7 Caro. I wouldn't even say extensively. Oh man, I walked right into... That's insane. I'm such an idiot. I mean, I walked right into knight f5. Probably this is a bad move too. I guess... Well, what are you going to do? I mean, I don't have that many options there. My only hope is that Nefedov's development is kind of weird too. But I think I just screwed up my position pretty bad. So instead of bishop d6, it would have been fine to do like c5 or even castle queenside. I'm absolutely made like the worst move in the world with bishop d6. Walking right into this. On a practical level, I just want to say that one of my problems is that I play too many things, so I have a tendency, you know, to suffer because of that. There is a benefit in playing a limited amount of openings. Okay, now I've got a problem with bishop f4. A very, very serious problem with bishop f4. So c5, bishop f4, queen c6, bishop g2, and things are getting really ugly. I have queen e4 there, maybe, just holding on, it looks like. I have no idea if this makes any sense. Maybe I'm committing suicide, I don't know. The D file now opens up. Nefedov is much stronger than 1762. He's had a bad run against me lately, but so many times he had a good position. Offered a draw, and when he was like clearly better, and I took it. I mean, he's capable of playing extremely strong chess. He almost has d5 here, but it looks like I just chop with a knight and everything's okay. I'm threatening queen takes f3, and my idea is to play queen e4. My idea was to play queen e4, but I'm having second thoughts. Okay. We're in a really, really nasty situation now. If I play castle queenside, he has knight h4, which basically like wins. If I play c4, he has d5, knight takes d5, rook takes d5, queen takes d5, and then knight h4. If I play queen e4, here's a surprise for me there as well. I think we've got to try it though. Man, this looks insane. I'm about to lose on time. But I'm hitting his knight. And hitting his queen. Nefedov is in time pressure. He's one of the only players in my stream who has worse problems with time than me. Merry Christmas, man. Happy holidays. GRSA, man. Okay, guys, we've got 40 minutes remaining in the tournament. So, wow, Nefedov, like, he played queen b5, which is interesting. I mean, I have like a6. Not sure this does anything. I'm almost like forced to sacrifice my queen, I think. I just don't know how much I get for it. It looks bad. Let's just see. Computer's calling it like a rep draw. No, he's better. Only one move, queen a6. Amazingly. He has a crazy variation apparently there. Alright. Let's go back to the tournament. Queen takes f5 runs into knight h4, and then I'm going to have to sacrifice my queen for like 3 minor pieces. But my king is just like in the middle of the board there, and I just don't think it's enough. Queen takes f5, knight h4, bishop takes g2, knight takes f5. e takes f5, and I think I'm just getting mated on the e file. I'm trying to like force a draw by repetition with bishop c6, bishop queen a6, bishop b7, but the engine says he has some crazy move like queen a3 apparently, and there might be other moves too. I'm clinging to second place. Moreau is back. Knight or 14 hanging in there. ZTL 2008. Aculian having a bad day. Santa Claus. Dear Santa Claus is slow but steady, winning every game he plays. Aura Knight having a struggle today too. I mean, I was lucky to win against these guys. Aura Knight and Aculian have been really tough against me. I don't even get it why I got banned. You got banned? You got banned where? You got banned on on lichess? Well, I assure you, Anna Kate 9C, I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't aware anyone was banned, but you better take it up with an administrator on lichess. Sometimes there's like automated things you can do, like switching screens, that could cause you to get banned. You know, if you're like switching back and forth a lot, I don't know if you can get falsely flagged, but I think there are some automated things that you could do. You know, you could get flagged by an automated process. If you're constantly switching back and forth between, like, you know, different lichess screens, that probably could get you flagged. Uh-oh, Nefredov got timed out for excessive use of caps. Be careful. Legendary Sloth, yeah, I was talking about queen takes f5. Where is my next game? 45 players, not too bad. Let's see. Cronus, Nefredov, Null Value, The Winter, Gothic Queen, fighting. LM Mysterious Expert joined us. He's got just 2 games played. Aldisto, good to see you back. Kaio Master S4, what's up? Nabil, Human Being. Alright, we got Aldisto. Just speaking of the devil, Aldisto's rating absolutely at the floor. This guy is like master strength when he's playing well. And he's 2024. That's ridiculous. I got 7 seconds to play my first move. Aldisto, how are you 2024? It's a good thing it's not a rated game, because he's done pretty well. If you see the score against me, he's got 50, well, you know, 33% lifetime. That's pretty decent against someone who's like a little under 2,400 FIDE. I consider myself like an average. I am, although after my last tournament I'm having serious doubts whether I'm a glorified FIDE master or an unqualified I am. Okay. I mean, he's just beckoning me to open this up, but we've had other games in these hedgehog type of things. He loves to fianchetto and like pushes H-pawn down. It's really unorthodox. And I feel like I'm supposed to play sharply here with D4. Though there's something to be said for maybe E3 there. Even knight D5 is tempting. I'll try not to get too carried away because Aldisto's extremely fast. Let's just play like a natural move. I'll try not to make it too crazy. He generally just does this setup where he leaves his king in the center and tries to rush his H-pawn down. But I feel like it's a little bit, you know, strategically incorrect. I lost a really embarrassing game against him one of our last tournaments. Similar line. But I think I've got to learn my lesson and not to constantly get in time pressure against people. It's just too much. Now here, if H4, I was going to play G4. Wait, is there something wrong with this? If that was the plan. to keep it locked, to keep his rook out of the game. I mean, there's no piece sacrifice. Ultimately, I try to keep his rook out of the game, and also, you know, he's got a pawn fixed on the same color as his bishop. A number of pawns fixed on the same color of his bishop, which could become a, like, endgame liability. I'm speaking of endgames. I mean, we're all about the endgame here. Obviously, you know, with our king slightly compromised. But under the right circumstances. Not just any endgame. No, he's avoiding it, dropping his rook. What did I just do? I could have taken the second rook. Okay, that's a really strange hallucination. For some reason, I assumed his rook was protected. But anyway, he would have bishop takes f2. What would happen there? I mean, you know, it seems greedy to set second rook. I'm thinking, like, is this for real? No, king takes f2 is some kind of perpetual. I'm even, like, losing there. It's mate in one, perpetual. So rook takes, queen here, check, king, and I'm winning. Alright. Anyway, silliness, but kind of a lucky win there. I think, you know, Aldisto just not warmed up. He only played a game or two. And it's best to kind of play like 5 or 10 games before you enter a tournament that you care about. Mubat doesn't mess around. He goes right for the subscribers. I'll have to modify that. Alright. Anyway, guys, happy holidays. We got the New Year's coming up. I'm not going to do a Sima on New Year's Eve unless things get really desperate here. You got to be a hardcore streamer for that. I mean, I'd have to be making some big bucks. What should I tell the lichess guys? Well, I would tell the lichess etiquette, if you're not a cheater, I would tell them, look, I'm not a cheater. I got flagged for some reason. Can you tell me why? You know? Okay. Because it could happen and you could be innocent. I mean, maybe you're just like massively changing screens and it just flagged something in the system. Okay, e4. I'm going to lose on time. I'm playing the Sicilian every game. There's going to be a New Year's stream. New Year's Day? I think so. I was thinking gone to work straight up, but we'll see. We'll see how bad the hangover is. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I'm going to keep you posted on that. We could do something maybe later than usual. Monday will be New Year's Day, you know, and it's like a clean week starting Monday from the 1st. The Nefedov system. Nefedov loves to do this. He castles queenside in this line. I had a guy who played like f3 against me the other day. It's really hard to do anything if white doesn't do anything in this classical, the classical dragon. Personally, I think you should play like lines with bishop g5. I think that's the best for white. They're a little more dynamic. White puts more pressure on the d5 point, which is the single most important point in a lot of openings, but especially the Sicilian. Yeah, Aniket, I don't know. Nobody was like talking about you being a cheater or anything, so I'm thinking that you probably got flagged by an automated feature of the system somehow there on lichess. If you're just switching screens, it can be deemed suspicious. I just don't know. F4. I think like bishop g4 is even a move here. But I don't normally like want to trade pieces against a lower rated player. Hey, this actually transposes to a game this actually transposes to the King's Indian 4 pawns attack. No. That pawn's no, it needs to be on c4. Never mind. Alright. What is the deal with this? I'm really supposed to play like bishop g4. Knight takes c6, bishop takes e2. I mean, it's not forced. I can just play this, but I think the bishop g4 is supposed to be a move. Kind of like an accelerated dragon. Okay, this guy is 2021 provisional. That doesn't really tell us too much. But I'm a little concerned that he might know more than I suspected he knows about this variation. I don't think I was even threatening anything. And every time I say that, I think of Beavis and Butthead. Okay. It looks like I'm really dating myself with that comment, but it looks like an accelerated dragon, kind of. We're going into, like, hold on, dark square blockade mode. Yeah, now I'm not sure. Maybe just king g8. This is what I would normally do on the black side of a Marazzi. Happy to not get mated when you're playing the Marazzi. Bye bye, Mr. Knight. Not gonna hurt me. And now we can grab that pawn on b2. But do we really want to? If I grab the pawn on b2, like, the b file could open up. It could get kind of crazy. Queen check, king h1, queen takes b2, rook b1. Snap a second pawn. I lost a position with white very similar to this to Grandmaster Nicholas Sedlak last week, where I had, like, equal material with a bad bishop against queen and knight. I don't think the material is really the most important feature here. You know, black just wants to blockade and stay solid. Probably I shouldn't even go for the pawn. Probably opening the position just gives him counterplay. If he gets a rook on the 7th rank, I mean, it's gonna create, like, literally havoc. So forget that. I'm just gonna focus on moving my king yet again back to the dark squares. The white squares, the dark squares, the white squares, the dark squares. Yeah, but I don't, you know what? I don't like that exchange either. It's very important when you think about, uh-oh. When you think about, uh-oh. Lucky I don't lose by force here. Jeez. Man, the guy's got some nasty tactics and secret threats and stuff like that. Gorpiloposian. This is not what I had in mind, Mr. Gorpiloposian, but Piloposian. But there it is. There you have it. I want to trade queens on my terms, not on your terms. Time is starting to become an issue. I was a little concerned about that move. If I take on b3, uh-oh. Still gets out of control. I gotta resist the temptation. I've got to resist the temptation to do that, you know, queen exchange prematurely. I have rook b5, and we start to hopefully have some kind of fun. I don't know. Borrowing another idea from Mr. Sedlak from last week. Rook b5. I've been on the white side of this, so I understand your pain. Guys, we don't have too much time left in the tournament, like 23 minutes. Okay, now trading queens here. I mean, I'm up a pawn, but I still don't necessarily want to go out of my way to like fix his pawn structure. You know, that makes a big difference if his pawns start rolling, you know, in the center. I want to get everything organized, but not compromise, you know, and make a bad exchange. I mean, eventually I might have to do it. H5 is an interesting move. Let's go for it. Kind of like a temporary pawn sacrifice. Pond. Temporary pawn sacrifice. What do I have in mind here? Exactly that. Temporary pawn sacrifice. Okay, do I have G4? I'm not sure. How about King H6? How about Rook F2? May not be quite as good as I thought it was. G4. Alright. That was the move order I was hoping for, because now I have this. But had he played Bishop takes G4 right away, there might have been some problems. I mean, it's still not that easy. But I'm like clearly better. This resources he's finding. Bishop takes F7. Damn. This guy's pretty dangerous. Am I still up material? Equal material. Our pieces are a tad more active than our counterpart. That's a good move. But, okay, I get to take this. He takes a pawn. I take a pawn. We're up a pawn. For whatever that's worth. He's immediately on that, which is really unpleasant. He's got so much play now. Probably he's holding on here. On his A pawn. Seems to see everything. Almost everything. My intuition is that somehow I might be winning, but it's not easy, and he's pretty fast. Yeah, he has this craziness, like, just sees everything. I don't know how to win. I'm just going to draw. I was about to lose on time. I don't know, man. I mean, this guy defended pretty amazingly. Like, he saw this mates everywhere and found a way to get behind with a rook. Apparently I'm winning, but it would have taken perfect technique. I mean, I'm not even up in a material here, you know, honestly. I didn't think he could take on a7. I thought I was winning right away. But I didn't see rook h7 check. And it's like, now I'm not even better anymore. Alright, good game, man. So, we're still in first place somehow, because it is an arena tournament. Is this live? It is live. It's pretty live. We're a few seconds behind. So, clinging to first place. That was a tough game, though. KG play by white. I guess I was winning, but as I said, I have to be really accurate. Camel Culture is here. He's got the top cheer in the stream. Dear Santa Claus is undefeated. Looks pretty scary. I'm glad I haven't had to play him. Hopefully it won't happen. Nydorf looks strong, but has lost a couple games. Gore Piliposian actually lost to someone. I wish you could click on them and see the result. There we go. Okay, let's see. He lost to World Loser. World Loser is tough. Yeah, so Gore Piliposian seems pretty strong. He drew me, but he lost to World Loser, won his other games. He's playing Nefedov, which is kind of funny, though, because Nefedov plays his system with white. Slightly different version. Alright. We're playing GRSA, man. Okay, guys, looks like we'll probably have, like, this game and, like, maybe one more before the end of the tournament. Tournament started at 7:10, ends at 9:10. It is now 8:55 European time. Okay, GRSA, what are we going to do with you? You like to play the King's Indian? I'm sure I've played this before. It's actually a Benoni now. And I have to watch out for bishop g4 type of stuff. I'm going to play h3 right away. Because if I play e4, he can slip in the bishop g4, and I don't know. You know, I mean, technically, that might be okay for black. When you hit the join green button, it takes me back to the main menu. That really shouldn't happen. It's some kind of bug. Try refreshing and try again, but it's really late now. I mean, there's only 14 minutes left in the tournament. It's pretty late to join. Oh, or you're like blocked from playing. That's another possibility. So a6. Yeah, I've played differently here. I've played a4. I've also played castles and allowing b5. I guess a4 is more standard. All right. Narrow margin of lead against World Loser. He's playing Moreau. Moreau's pretty tough, but if that color is right, then Moreau's just dead. Yeah, looks like World Loser's just taking him out. World Loser is strong in blitz. He's fast and dangerous. Probably would be stronger in standard chess too if he took his time. This seems to be... looks like a game I had against International Master Attila Parkani 7 or 8 years ago. I think I actually lost, although knight b6 doesn't look right. I think you're supposed to play knight e5. No, that queen e7, I guess. Not exactly the same position. I guess GRSA just blundered. So you have to play queen e7 there, GRSA, to defend your d6 pawn. Then after rook e1, knight h5, bishop g5, bishop f6. Guess my game with Attila was different. Here black's just losing the d6 pawn, so it's kind of a catastrophe. This is not what you want to happen. This pawn is really tricky to defend in the Benoni, but why not berserk for 1500 player? Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I mean, I just haven't berserked. I don't normally berserk a lot, but you're right. Like, theoretically, I should berserk. In this situation, in an arena tournament, okay, I'm not, like, you know, playing for prize money or something, you know, but you're right. In an arena, I should definitely berserk. But GRSA is better than 1500 a lot of the time. Alright, so we got to stay on the d6 pawn. Good move, knight h5. Nice try. It shouldn't be quite enough to save him. You know, he is going to lose his d6 pawn. And then when he tries to blockade the dark squares, I'm going to bang out f4. Probably conquering the dark square e5. So I'm looking at like knight d7, bishop takes d6, knight e5. Bishop takes e5, bishop takes e5, knight takes e5, rook takes e5, f4 with, like, you know, a massive advantage to white. Nothing he can really do about it. I always berserk? I didn't berserk against you, Nefyadov. What are you talking about? I'm always berserk. I'm always berserk. Being berserk and berserking are different things. Alright, we're going to grab that. That's essential. And black just shouldn't have enough compensation here. The Benoni is a tricky opening, and I wouldn't recommend playing it without extensive theoretical knowledge. Now, this in-between exchange I didn't consider. I don't really see what he's doing. He has maybe knight f6. Okay, so the idea is that he'll play knight f6, but in the process he'll like lose his c5 pawn or something, so it shouldn't really be good. He's giving up the most important piece in the Benoni. I mean, hardcore Benoni players will like sacrifice rooks to keep that bishop, you know. If you look at Larson games in the Benoni, or, you know, they're sacrificing the exchange all over the place. So giving the bishop up for a knight is not something you normally do, except in extreme situations. I think here he's kind of going from the frying pan into the fire by giving up the dark squared bishop. Anyway, guys, I'm streaming pretty normally this week. Thursday will be a little earlier than usual, 6 p.m. rather than 7. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday in the morning, 10 a.m. CET. So, this move I didn't consider, and it's probably the point. Speaking of exchange sacrifices, I mean, you can say what you want about GRSA, but he's better than 1500 in general. He beat me one there, looks like. I think I'm going to have to play e5. I can't say I'm really crazy about it. I mean, I guess I could just play like bishop h2. So after e5, takes. I'm just up the exchange. I mean, he'll have some compensation, it appears. Unless I have a really neat intermezzo, like rook e1 or something, but no. I'm going to have to take on e5 twice and then just consolidate. Black has temporary initiative. You know, his pieces are more developed than mine. But my king is safe, and white should be winning. Poor loser is not yet ahead of me. How? He didn't gain points from the last game? It's almost like he didn't gain points. Did Moreau win? What happened there? I can't pronounce Moreau. Moroi. Am I mispronouncing Moreau? I'm calling him Moreau, like the island of Dr. Moreau. But I didn't notice, like probably 100 people have corrected me. I just can't say it. It's like not a programmed French name for me to say. How about like giving him a pawn? Here, have a pawn. I don't want it. You can have it. It's too fat for me. And that is a song that I learned when I was in elementary school. Okay, rook e1, bishop e2. I'm going to give you that pawn, and I'm going to play like bishop e2, maybe so I can take on h5 unpleasantly and trade queens. But he took on c3. Anyways, all right, let's think about this thing again. We've got a really, really strong passed pawn on the d file. I've also got check paralyzing him. So I like that. I like the check and bishop f1. And then we just chill. So he has knight f6 back hitting my rook. I can go to d8. Keep him paralyzed. But I just realized he has bishop g4. Get 2 pieces for a rook there. Okay. Everything's cool. I'm going to play d6. Black's not threatening anything. There's that move. Now we go there, and we're threatening nothing. And now he's got this. He's got this now. Oh, man. All right, maybe I have to change plans here. So rook d8, bishop g4. That's not a joke. I'm getting tired, but I mean, that is just not good for me. So rook e7, I guess. To change plans, threatening d7. And I guess rook b1 we can always do. He's got an awful lot of pawns, though. Not a lot of time. Whoa, I have bishop takes b5. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Alright. It's a little stronger to play bishop takes queen. I just assume people don't put their queens where I can take them. Alright. At least I saw it before he made his move. So it's not completely embarrassing. Last game, maybe this tournament game will not count because we don't have enough time. Blocka got his messages deleted. He's been timed out for excessive use of caps. Alright, damn, dude. Excessive use of caps. We don't have a mod here now. I'm going to play e4. Knight f14 is a supporter of lichess, which is cool. Alright. Guys, we're almost done. It's about time to finish. We have 5 minutes left in today's viewer tournament. No excessive use of caps. What are you thinking? Yeah, I just, you know, he had 5 seconds left. I was like winning. I didn't even stop to think about it. And then I was like, okay, rook b1. I do it all the time. I mean, I'm actually working on my tactics now. I mean, after the last tournament, I feel like I'm extremely strong strategically, but my tactics have definitely lagged behind. And I'm getting in time pressure, and I'm missing like moves in time pressure. The last tournament, I lost 4 games in a row, primarily because of time pressure, and then like missing moves in time pressure. Okay, now knight f14. Now, you know, this position, I played a4 kind of early. I didn't need to play a4. You know what? I'm supposed to play rook e1 here instead of a4, and I forgot about it. You know, now I may have screwed myself because I don't think that e5 is very good now. I need the rook on e1 behind it. So we have a bit of an issue. I can't play e5. It would be very strong with rook e1. I forgot. I'm forgetting. And that's the other thing. I've got like Alzheimer's. I'm constantly forgetting things. I had a game like this against Chandler Farago years ago. I think I can play e5 here, though. Wait. Pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. What is up with that? Yeah, why can't I play e5 here? Well, it may not be that good. That's the problem with it, but I think against Chandler Farago, I just like let him play e5 and I had nothing. In a game like, I don't know, circa 2007. But at least this way, I thought maybe I have like something here after exchanging on d6. I don't know. Probably nothing anyways. It looks like an exchange French. We probably have nothing. Najdorf is actually in second place now. Instantly playing knight f6, which is kind of a weird move, actually. Very compact. I expected d5. You know, most people would be scared like their knight on h5 would get trapped or something, but he doesn't seem in the least concerned. Which is kind of weird to me, but... It is a French exchange. So if I play like h3 and g4, he'll have some kind of tactics like piece sacrifices to save himself. Well, this game won't count unless it ends in the next minute. And he always has this knight d5 just trading pieces, so that's interesting. I don't know. It doesn't look like I have anything. I mean, it's just an exchange French. Now he gets out of that too. Knight d5. Nice move. Quite a lot of forethought there by black. Could I play bishop c4, I wonder? Knight takes c3, bishop takes e6. It's kind of a strange idea. I mean, ultimately, I don't know. Just to confuse the issue a little bit. I mean, he's got like more time than me. Tournament is over. World loser could still score, I guess. Knight f4. It's a weird move as well. Just looks like equal. Approximately equal. French exchange variation. Though maybe if I have d5, I shouldn't have told him that. Maybe if I have d5 there, and I've got knight g5. Nope. Get the f4 square under control. He's got less weaknesses in a sense because I've played a4. Oh, his king side is weakened. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go wandering off. Man, I'm walking right into knight g7, knight f5 there. Particularly nasty move. Wow. I mean, I can play like g4, but that looks ugly. We got to do something, right? So how much has this guy dominated? This is not what I meant to do. I just wanted to see his like tournament results. Man, can we open up his tournament result somewhere? No, you can't, right? Or can I click here? It's not letting me. Okay, queen b6. I thought we've got tactics. It's really nasty. Then I have like knight g5 if he tries to take on d4. This guy is just taking me out here. Precision play. And very fast too. It doesn't look drawish to me. I mean, it looks very sharp. I weakened my queen side, and the play has become very double-edged around his king and around my pawn on d4. It's anything but drawish. In principle, like, we have a symmetrical pawn structure, but there's a lot of dynamic things happening. And Najdorf particularly played in a way that was like ultra dynamic. So, you know, I'm basically forced to try this all-in maneuver. And I hallucinated here because I thought I had rook f3, but he's got that covered. So I basically have nothing and my queen is trapped. It's like resigns. Absolute resigns for me. Yeah, I just resign. I mean, there's no way I can stop this. This is winning my everything. My queen is trapped. I thought I had rook f3, but it's not existing because he has knight takes f3 check. So I don't know about this guy's ratings, but I mean, he just ripped me apart, dude. Let's see this game. According to Stockfish. I don't really trust my opening. I played a4 by mistake. I'm supposed to play rook e1. You notice the score there is 37% for white instead of the 32. A4 is inaccuracy. He plays best move according to book here. Now e5 best move according to book here. And here I'm supposed to play bishop g5 according to the book, but it has the same score as e takes d. There's a couple games, an Andreikin game from 2015. White has nothing here. I mean, this is a weird move, though. I honestly thought this was a really strange move. I mean, d5 is just equal. Maybe what black's a tiny bit better because I played a4 in an exchange French for no reason. But I thought this was a weird move, knight h5. And then, you know, he just basically... I went a little too far here with bishop c4 trying to get fancy. But it looks like it was okay. I should take on f4. And it looks like it's about equal with bishop takes f4. But I played bishop takes e6. Now black is better because of this d5 idea. And maybe I can hold if I don't try to play knight g5 or whatever here. But this was just reckless. Now he instantly finds queen b6. Now I'm lost. So black played like one inaccuracy. What was his inaccuracy, by the way? Knight on df6, that weird move. Other than that, it was like flawless. 15-cent pawn loss. Anyway, interesting game. I managed to win the tournament. World loser finished second, and Najdorf 14 is third. Yeah, that was okay. A great game by black, but I probably should have just like chilled out and made a draw by pulling back my pieces and playing that weird exchange French. Congratulations to me for winning first place. World loser second, sneaking in there at the last moment, and Najdorf in third. Don't know much about Najdorf. New player. Moreau in fourth place. Dear Santa Claus. Suspiciously new. He did manage to lose a game, dear Santa Claus. What happened there? Santa Claus, where are you? Dear Santa Claus, not coming up for me. Camel Culture. Let me refresh. Alright, let's try this again. Dear Santa Claus, who did you lose to? You lost to World Loser. If they lost to someone, I should just know that. Okay, Camel Culture, Gorpolosian, who drew me. He drew me. It was a good game. And ZTL, Aculian having a bad result. Our Knight, not himself tonight. So, anyway, guys, can I sing a victory song? Can you send sant victory song? No. Not tonight, man. I'm gonna check his other games, says Nasty Sal. Um, anyway, it was a nice game by Nidorf, taking me out in the last round, but I pushed a little too hard there. Anyway, he could just be a master. It played like it. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Why is he 1900? Oh, it's just a provisional rating, so he's not a 1900. It's a new account, probably a master. Serbian Santa Claus says I lost in winning position against World Loser. All right, man. Serbian Santa Claus could be anybody. He could be a tough guy too. Losing to World Loser is not a sin. Anyway, guys, it was fun. Good tournament. I managed to win first place. I don't know how. I didn't even berserk. And I'm really slow and tactically awful. But hopefully we're going to be getting better. This is my first blitz, really, like in the last couple of weeks. So I'm happy to do okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for subscribing. And we will be back tomorrow with Blitz and Weird Wednesday. Unusual openings tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thursday night, 6 p.m. is our subscriber stream. Friday, more Blitz and Classical Chess in the morning at 10 a.m. And then it's New Year. So anyway, guys, it's good to be back. Thank you for subscribing. Check out the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. And I will be back tomorrow morning. So if you can't get enough, I will be back. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for the subscriptions. Happy holidays and a Happy New Year up on the way. We'll be back tomorrow morning. And great. I'll see you guys later. If I don't see you, have a great New Year. Bye-bye.